Welcome back to my channel, and this is the last video that I'm posting for body fluids and circulation. The topic here we will be covering are regulation of cardiac activity and disorders of circulatory system. So just to explain children, let me tell you one thing, one basic difference, that what do you mean by a neurogenic heart and a myogenic heart. Now children, we humans have a myogenic heart. Now what are the basic difference between these? You see, when the heartbeat is initiated by a ganglion, okay, situated near the heart. So that means the beat is not being initiated in the heart or from the heart. The action potential is generated somewhere outside the heart by a ganglion. Then such kind of heart is neurogenic heart, because a bunch of, what is ganglion? It is a bunch of neurons. Okay, a bunch of neurons. So this kind of heart is known as neurogenic heart. But if the heartbeat is initiated by a patch of modified cells inside the heart, then it is myogenic heart. Okay, by a muscle, modified cells of a muscle, cardiac muscle, then it is a myogenic heart. Now here the impulse of contraction originates from nervous system, but here the impulse of contraction originates itself in the heart by the muscular tissue. Okay, heart normally stops beating immediately after the removal. If we remove the heart from the organism, it will stop beating immediately, because the connection between the heart and the ganglion will be removed. But here the heart removed from the body continues to beat almost around half an hour. That is why during here a transplantation, we see, you know, that we can transplant heart also, and we have half an hour time to transplant that heart. If within half an hour heart is removed from the patient of one person and given to some other person who requires it, this can be done, because the heart, even if it is removed from the body, it continues to beat, because the action potential is being generated inside the heart. Okay, so I suppose this is quite easy and you must have understood it. So you see what they write in your book: normal activities of the heart are regulated intrinsically, that is, it is auto regulated. We have done this, that it is auto excitable by specialized muscle or nodal tissues. The nodal tissues like SAN, AVN, we have done these, they are muscular tissues. Okay, hence the heart is called myogenic. A special neural center in the medulla oblongata. Now you know what is medulla oblongata. It is a part of your brain which is connecting the spinal cord. Okay, can moderate the cardiac function through autonomic nervous system. Okay, now there are nervous systems, autonomic and non-autonomic nervous systems. So this medulla oblongata can moderate the cardiac functions of the heart through autonomic nervous system. Neural signals through the sympathetic nerve fibers. Now these are the types of nerve fibers which can increase the rate of the heartbeat if required. Suppose you are running, suppose you are doing some exercise, so the body requires more of the oxygen. So how will the body compete with the demand of the body? How will the it cover the demand of the oxygen? By increasing the heartbeat. Now who will give the signal? Who will send this message that you have to increase the rate of the heartbeat? Of course the nerve fibers, the neurons will do that. Okay, and the strength of the ventricular contraction. Now remember children, if the contraction, ventricles are getting contracted, and I have already told you in one video that contraction of ventricles, the walls of the ventricles are thick because the contraction which they do and the pressure which they have to hold inside is quite large. That is why the walls of the ventricle are thick. But if the pumping or the contraction is taking place at a faster rate, then that strength should also be taken care of. Okay, and the cardiac output should also be taken care of. So all these things, the rate of the heartbeat, the strength of the ventricular contraction, and the cardiac output, all these things are related to each other. And who will control them, who will manage them? Of course, some kind of nervous system, because the messages will be passed on by the nervous system, and then only the work will be done properly. On the other hand, parasympathetic neural signals, these are also a type of nerve fibers. So these neural signals, another component of ANS, decrease the rate of the heart, speed of the conduction of action potential, and thereby the cardiac output. So you see, one portion is taking care of increasing the heartbeat, increasing the strength of ventricular contraction, and increasing the cardiac output, and the other, there is another one who will keep a check on this, because it is not that always the things are to be increased. There should be someone who will keep a check कि भाई इससे ज़्यादा नहीं बढ़ना, इससे बढ़ना है, increase करना है, rate of heartbeat requirement के हिसाब से बढ़ाओ, strength of ventricular contraction requirement के हिसाब से बढ़ाओ, cardiac output requirement के हिसाब से बढ़ाओ, लेकिन कितना बढ़ाओ? कोई तो होना चाहिए ना जो उसे चेक करे. तो कौन करेगा चेक? पैरासिम्पथेटिक न्यूरल सिग्नल्स ये चेक करेंगे कि बस इसके बाद नहीं, और अगर इससे ज्यादा बढ़ रहे हैं तो इसको आप कम करो, घटाओ. सो डिक्रीज ऑफ रेट ऑफ हार्ट बीट, स्पीड ऑफ कंडक्शन ऑफ एक्शन पोटेंशियल, और कार्डियक आउटपुट का भी एक लिमिट होना चाहिए बढ़ने का, उसके बाद उसको डिक्रीज होना चाहिए. सो हु विल कीप द ट्रैक ऑफ दैट? पैरासिम्पथेटिक नर्व फाइबर्स. Understood? So if one is responsible for increasing, the other one is responsible for keeping a check on it, so that the things are not out of control. Understood? And adrenal medullary hormones can also increase the cardiac output. So these are one liners or one marker questions can come. Adrenal medullary hormones are I can ask you that what is the function of adrenal medullary hormone, which is related to the heart. So you should know that it can increase the cardiac output. Understood? Then children, we come to disorders of circulatory system. One is high blood pressure or hypertension. We all know children that hypertension is termed for the blood pressure when the blood pressure is high, because the normal blood pressure is 120 by 80. And now in this measurement children, what is this 120? 120 millimeter of mercury pressure, okay, is the systolic pressure. Now you know what is systole and diastole. This is the systolic pressure or pumping pressure, and 80 mm of mercury is diastolic pressure or resting pressure. Understood? When the heart is at rest, जब हार्ट रेस्ट पे है तो प्रेशर कितना है? तो रेस्ट पे जब हार्ट है, इट इज हाउ मच? इट शुड हैव अ 80 millimeter of mercury. But if when the heart is pumping, then what should be the pressure of a normal person? 120 millimeter of mercury. Now if repeated checks of blood pressure of an individual is showing 140 by 90 or more than this, then we say that the person is showing hypertension. That means he is showing high blood pressure. High blood pressure leads to heart diseases and also affect the vital organs like brain and kidney. Right? Next we come to coronary artery disease, that is CAD. Coronary artery disease, often referred to as atherosclerosis, affects the vessels that supply the blood to the heart muscle. It is caused, now why are these muscles affected? Because lot of calcium or lot of fat or lot of cholesterol or fibrous tissues have accumulated or gathered, due to which the arteries become more narrower. The space inside the arteries or the lumen of the arteries, already I showed you in the previous video that arteries are already narrower in lumen. Arteries के पास वैसे ही जगह कम होती है, बट उस पे भी अगर कैल्शियम की लेयर आ जाए, फैट, कोलेस्ट्रॉल या कोई फाइब्रस टिश्यू आ जाए, तो क्या होगा? आर्टरीज और नैरो हो जाएगी. ओके. Then there is another heart disease, angina. It is called angina pectoris, a symptom of acute chest pain. Children, इसमें बहुत सीवियर पेन होता है चेस्ट में, एंड इतना ज़्यादा पेन की बर्दाश्त नहीं होता. appears when no enough. Now why is this pain? Because the heart is not getting enough oxygen. The heart is not getting enough of oxygen and is reaching. Angina can occur in men and women of any age, but it is more common among the middle aged and elderly people. It occurs due to conditions that affect the blood flow. Now क्यों नहीं मिल रही है ऑक्सीजन? क्योंकि ब्लड फ्लो कम है. अब ब्लड कम जा रहा है तो ऑफकोर्स ब्लड के साथ ही तो ऑक्सीजन जाएगा ना. सो ऑक्सीजन की सप्लाई भी कम है. Then children, heart failure. Heart failure means state of heart when it is not pumping blood effectively enough to meet the needs of the body. It is sometimes called congestive heart failure because congestion. Now children, ये problem आपने देखा होगा सर्दियों में खासकर बहुत होती है. एंड खासकर जब सर्दियों में बुजुर्ग लोग जो हैं वो बहुत ज़्यादा उनकी डेथ होती है, बिकॉज बुजुर्गों को सर्दियों में कंजेशन होता है. एंड कंजेशन कहाँ होता है? लंग्स में. नाउ बिकॉज ऑफ दिस कंजेशन इन द लंग्स क्या होता है? हार्ट को प्रॉपर ब्लड सप्लाई नहीं मिल पाती है, बिकॉज लंग से ही तो ब्लड प्योरीफाई होके हार्ट में जाएगा, तो जिसकी वजह से हार्ट फेल हो जाता है. Lung is one of the main symptom of this disease. Heart failure is not the same as cardiac arrest, children. Cardiac arrest means when the heart is has stopped beating, and here the heart is not pumping. There is a difference. Heart attack, when the heart muscle is suddenly damaged by inadequate supply. So what is heart attack? When heart muscle, that is cardiac muscles, are damaged. Okay. And what is cardiac arrest? The heart stopped beating. That means action potential is not getting generated here. So there are two different things about cardiac arrest and heart attack. So this, I'm resting my case here now, children. The chapter is over, body fluids and circulation. And now we will be meeting with the next video of a new chapter.